Hey there, good peeps. Sammy here with another indie game to show you. This time we are looking at a game called Tanthious, which is like a third-person action RPG, Souls-like type game. And we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this demo. Just worth pointing out that this is the demo gameplay and not the full game. The full game is not slated to release until sometime this year, I believe. Just says coming soon on the store page on Steam, but so far this is the demo gameplay, so I'm going to show you what I could show you from this gameplay, and maybe it's something you'll be interested in. It's my job to highlight indie games that you may or may not have heard of and point out whether it's something that you want to look forward to trying yourselves one day. If you like my cause or you like what you see, feel free to give a like and subscribe to this channel. I massively appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to quickly read the brief synopsis from the Steam page about this game, just to give you a brief overview of what this game is all about. Rise from nothing. Discover the secrets your ancestors left behind. Forge yourself into the perfect weapon to survive the 7 demon lords and their armies. An epic journey awaits every time you leave town. Okay, right. Like I said, this is the demo, and it's... in my opinion, this game, based on this demo run, is not ready for release. I encountered quite a lot of problems and issues with it, which is it's not a problem. You know, I can imagine how hard it is to develop a game. I can imagine it's even harder to develop a game by yourself, especially if something as ambitious as a game like this, a Souls-like, is going to be your first ever game. X-Axis, or X-Axis Games Limited, is the developer behind this game and is also a solo developer. So hats off, fair play for trying to go for something like this as your first game. But you can see that there are some glaring bugs, should we say, that I ran into during this game. To start with, the loading screens right at the beginning. After I created my character, it put me into a loading screen, and I thought the game had crashed because all I could do is hear the music. There was no loading bar, and it went on for a long time. And I was about to Alt F4 out of that baby before it actually started working again. But I was very confused at that point. The game just didn't really run very well at all on my computer. I don't have a bad PC, you know. I don't have one of the top-notch ones these days, but by no means is my computer that bad. You know, it ran Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3 at the highest, well, not Elden Ring at the highest settings, but Dark Souls 3 at least at the highest settings with no problems at all, which is a game with far more complexities, I imagine, than this game here. So I don't really know why this game, this demo at least, didn't run very well on my PC. It just really didn't. It lagged a lot, there was frame rate issues, and it was kind of hard to play for the most part, if I'm being honest with you. So hopefully this is something that could be ironed out in the full game. We'll talk about the music. In my opinion, the music was very loud when I started the game, as you might notice if you played the demo yourselves. But obviously, I imagine you can turn down the music in the menu, but I just think it should be at the right level as you start the game without having to change it yourself. It just seemed very loud and also a little bit out of place. But like I said, still, it's the demo, so hopefully it can be ironed out. I also found navigating the menus really difficult. I was playing on a controller, my Xbox controller. You can play this game mouse and keyboard if you desire, but I was playing with an Xbox controller, and I found navigating the menus very, very difficult. Like, I couldn't actually click on half the things I wanted to click on, so I had to use my mouse, get that involved to click on some certain things in the menus, which was a bit disappointing, should we say, because this game does say full controller support on the Steam page, and I just expected to be able to use it on the menus, but I couldn't do that. Often the menus lagged a lot as well, so that was a fair bit disappointing. In terms of controlling the actual game itself, you can see this game is heavily inspired by Dark Souls. You know, you use the right joystick, click that in to target enemies and stuff like that. I found it a bit difficult to swap targets from one enemy to the other, so that was a bit tricky, but for the most part it worked fine. You also use the trigger buttons, the right trigger buttons, to swap between light attack and hard attack. Sorry, heavy attack. But sometimes it wouldn't chain combos for me. I found that a bit strange. Like, I know you can chain combos. It did work sometimes, but sometimes the heavy attack wouldn't work after a light attack. And also dodge rolling. I felt like I couldn't dodge roll out the way quick enough. as well. Like, I wanted to do a couple of hits and then dodge roll out of the way of another enemy's attack, but it wouldn't let me do that quick enough. Like, it had to do the whole animation of the light attack or heavy attack first, and then like a second, and then you could dodge around out of the way. By that time, in games like this, as you know, you will get punished for it. Dark Souls has a very good way of being able to dodge around out of the way quickly after making an attack if you time it correctly. It just didn't seem as fluid on this game, and I couldn't really do it properly. I know obviously playing the game more and I'll improve, sure, but it just felt like that should have been a bit more fluid. Another bug I found was when I assigned my health potion to, say, the X button, pressing X would not actually consume the health potion. It didn't actually do anything, so I always had to go into the menu, use my mouse, click on the potion, and then click consume. All the while, enemies could be attacking you. You don't see anything, like you've got the full menu open, can't see what's going on while you've got that open, so to quickly heal while I was under the attack, I wasn't able to do so, so that was a bit disappointing. Yeah, the assigned buttons just didn't work. I'm not really sure why, but that was something I unfortunately ran into as well. In terms of the enemies themselves, I, on this demo run, encountered a couple of different enemies. Like there was some skeletons with various different weapons. Like some had a spear, some had like a sword and shield. They weren't terribly difficult to beat as long as you got a handle of the controls properly, which was tricky to get the handle of to start with. But for the most part, you can just walk around them and then they start attacking, and then that's your opening. Some of them didn't actually respond to me whatsoever, has to be said. So, you know, AI wasn't all that intelligent. Like, some of them didn't actually attack me. If you keep watching this demo gameplay, you'll see what I mean. I get right up close to some of the skeletons and they just stare at me. I walk all the way behind them and then start attacking them and kill them. There's also this giant wolf thing that I came across. He was a bit of a badass, couldn't actually beat him. Eventually just ended up running past him and stuff. But yeah, I think the menu actually killed me on that because I tried to use a health potion at the same time. So that's on me. I'll take the blame for that one. So I was running around bare feet and in just my underwear, not knowing if I had any armour or not, and until eventually I discovered I had a sword. So I lopped my sword out and started attacking enemies with that instead of punching and kicking them. So I was running around and going through different levels of catacombs, which all looked exactly the same. They were basically all identical. I think when I got to the third one, that's where I found the werewolf bad guy. I think he was kind of like a mini boss or something like that. Not an actual boss, but a mini boss. So for the full game, I'm hoping that the variation of these levels is a lot different, because they were very very samey, very copy and paste type deal. I've seen some videos on this, and I can see some different types of environments and stuff like that, which is refreshing to see. But in the demo, you don't really get much of a glimpse of that unless it's a lot further than what I played through. But the problem is, the game just didn't run very well, so I wasn't able to play through as much as I wanted to, or achieve as much as I wanted to achieve in this demo run, sadly. But there was nothing I could do. The game just would not run very well whatsoever. So you'll have to rescue villagers and rescue a lot of AIs in the full game. I rescued a couple during this demo, but I think the main pull of the game is that you have to rescue lots of people. You can also build your character how you want to do it. Like, there are no classes or any item restrictions as such, and also all the AI enemies are all procedural stat based, and will get harder the more you level and the higher you level your character. The dungeons will also be procedurally generated. You'll have a big overworld to explore and lots of ancestral lore to uncover. You've got a crafting system available in the full game, apparently. You can make potions, weapons, etc., armor. There's a lot of skill-based combat to learn. You'll have to time your hits and your dodges and your parries and stuff like that. You can also customize certain things like enemy health bars if you wish. There's boss fights involved. We touched upon 7 demon lords. I imagine you'd have to fight all these demon lords as you go. There's loads of different weapons to collect, and there's 4 different armor slots, and mix and match over 100 different types of armors and stuff like that. There's an enhanced condition system. You can light them on fire. You light enemies on fire or shock their enemies in place with lightning attacks, I suppose. And loads of different stuff, which is all great. I just worry a little bit that this might be a bit of a tall order. for a one-person developer, because I really hope all of this stuff doesn't come at the expense of smooth gameplay or, you know, a decent experience for a game. You know, for this being a first-time game for this one-person developer, just seems like a bit of a tall order to me. But I really hope I'm wrong, and I really hope that by the time the by the time the full game comes out, whenever that may be, then it's going to open my eyes a lot more to the concept of this game, because during this demo run, I came away feeling that this game is 100% not ready to come out at this point, and wasn't a very good experience as far as the demo goes. But I'm not losing faith. What I would ask for you guys to do is to try the demo yourselves. You may have a different experience to me. You can find a link to the Steam page of this game in the description below. There you'll find where to download the demo and also put it on your wish list if this is the sort of thing for you. I love Souls-like games. I love the challenge. I just feel that they have to run properly, and that's my bottom line on it, really. And I didn't really get that feeling from this demo, but hopefully, fingers crossed, they can sort that out. And also, you might find that different. You might get a different experience, and hopefully you will. Let me know in the comments if you've played this, by the way. And I really, really apologise if I've seeming like I'm kind of not doing this game justice by the way and the manner in which I'm talking about it, because I want this to do well. Like I said, I love Souls-like games, and I'm all about the indie developers. And a one-person studio, this has got to be such a difficult task for them, and fair play to them for giving it a go, because it must be extremely hard. And see the hard work they have to put in for it. So good luck, and I wish it all the best in the future. But let me know how you guys feel about this demo if you've played it yourselves. I'm going to allow you guys to watch the rest of this gameplay, so I hope you stick around to watch it and enjoy it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will catch you all next time for another look at another new indie game. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.
Listen, kid, get strong fast.
Hey good peeps, thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you like what you see, and also catch me live on Twitch every Sunday, Tuesday and every other Friday, 8 PM UK time. I'll see you there. Back to the video.